Never purged my WhatsApp. I have messages from fucking years ago.
Really?
Like, so long.
Oh, I purged old groups. I gotta purge them. I don't want to see this stuff on my account. Keep my shit tight, man. Even my emails, I want to make sure they're all cleared up. I have anxiety. The only reason the ones that are still in my box is those are actionable. I need to do it. Once I don't. Welcome everybody to the LTB podcast. I am your host Jora, alongside with my co-host Kevin, Gurjot, and Preeti. A wonderful day. It's episode 9. It's fantastic. I can't believe how far we've come.
I'm very excited about these episodes. Coming up to our 10th. It's a big one. It's a milestone that we're going to reach.
We should do something big for number 10. Know, right? I think we got something up our sleeves. Hopefully we can pull it off. Hopefully. It's going to be pretty good. Yeah, it'll be a knowledge bomb for all you people out there.
So yesterday I was driving by.
Nothing. I thought you're looking at me. I know you're excited. You just got a Pixel 3. You just fucking converted over. It's okay. It's okay. You're one of us now.
I joined the family.
He joined the family. He's excited.
I'm part of the Google.
I can't believe all of us have the exact same phone.
Same color too, I think.
Yeah.
Are we all white?
No.
You're the ugly duckling. Yeah. The black sheep.
You guys both have white ones too? You
too?
All
three of us.
Well, white power then.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Anyways, you were saying.
Yeah. The other day I was driving by a prison, and it got me thinking, are prisons like the best institution to rehabilitate the people that we put in them? Like, it's kind of a deep conversation, but I just wanted to talk about this. Like, what do you guys think about it? Is the prison like the best option to like? It all obviously depends on what crimes they've committed and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it's fair that we group everybody who's done the same, like different crimes, and put them in the exact same situation and like give them the exact same like sentence.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it. The other part of it, like, we give people prison sentence, and because we value time. Time is very valuable to everybody, so we give them time, and plus they're away from.
Normal society.
The normal society, the public.
Yeah,
so
they get some of their freedom and their rights taken away, so then it makes it feel like that's their punishment.
Yeah. So we take them away from the public and put them aside, and it's like we value time and then getting away to the public. But what if we valued like something else? Like, we've seen cases where people like do a crime sentence for other people. Like, have you ever, like, people who, like, look alike, or, like, you've seen it in, like, TV too, but, like, people will, like, go to jail for other people.
Yeah.
Like, they'll take the fall and stuff like that, too.
Yeah,
They'll take the fall for other people, and they'll go to jail because, like, they're just losing time, and it's like, they don't value it as much. But it's like, what if we, start taking away other stuff that they value?
Well, think about somebody that's, like, homeless, basically. Right?
Yeah,
it's not going to affect them as much as somebody that has a mansion now, that they own or whatever, right? So it all depends on that too. That
there are people like homeless, especially during the winter time. Yeah. They kind of know, like, if they do a certain crime per se, they know that they're gonna get X amount of time sentence, and so they'll go and commit that crime just so they can get a hot meal and a roof over their head in a warm place for like that winter season. Yeah, that happens often.
Yeah, I've heard like stories about that. Like, some people, like, they'll need like dental work or something like that. They'll go and like do some sort of stupid crime. I don't know what like the crimes are, but it's like throw a rock at a cop car, like go and just walk up to a car punch. And it's like, it happens in Vancouver, and it's like they'll go to prison, then they'll get that dental work done, and it's like that's what like the tax, that's what our tax dollars are paying for.
That's ridiculous. But on your thing about is it the right way to reform someone? I don't know. That's a tough one. Part of me thinks that I don't think people who go to prison get reformed. I think they become out hardened criminals. Because when you're in there, you end up networking with other criminals, and then depending on what your mindset is, you might become a better criminal. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll go in there and it's like literally time for you to work out. So
Yeah.
you're a stronger criminal. You got a sentence and you're angry. So you're an angrier criminal, and then you network with other people and be like, how did you do it? Oh, this out, and they'll come up with a plan to be a better criminal.
Exactly.
So they're a stronger, faster, angrier criminal who is smarter.
You're making them sound like super.
No, but like it is what it is.
But
Yeah,
it's
true.
true. They'll make a connect in there. Like, let's just say it's drug dealing, right? The guy got busted for something small, and then it's like, yo, well, I got to connect on the outside. You know, when you get out, you know, I can get you to, you know, take over this territory or push this line or whatever. And then they come out, and then they're like way worse than what they were when they went in, because they would have gone, let's say they went in for something really like piddly, but now they come out a more hardened criminal who's like, oh, okay, I have a criminal record now, and I'm just going to be a criminal for the rest of my life. But really, like, your life isn't over if you have a criminal record. There's so many other things that you can do, right? There's other career paths that you can take. Not everything requires a criminal background check, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck in some dead-end labor job either, right? You can, especially in Vancouver and BC, you can become a builder. You can start building houses. You can do, you know, in construction, there's so many jobs. You can do truck driving. I don't know. I'm just thinking that there are options, and I think most of the criminals just feel like, oh, okay, I already have a record and I have no other avenues anymore.
Well, the time thing, I think that's something that we can all agree on almost. Just because it doesn't work for a certain small percentage, what else? Can you think of something else that would be like something taken away from somebody that's almost to like 99% of the people?
Your legs, your eyes.
Oh shit!
No,
Yo,
but
man.
actually, like,
So
the punishment should kind of like fit the crime.
Are you
Like
saying
in the,
like
in the Middle East,
yeah.
how if you're caught stealing,
Yeah,
they'll cut
pretty
your
much.
hand
cut your
off.
hand off?
Yeah, I feel like
You
people
think that's
would-
right?
Why not?
What? You being serious?
No, like like I feel like if we had those, like, it might be
That less people would do it?
Yeah, I'd be more afraid to actually do those
Yeah,
crimes
that's
and
true.
like get
That's
caught
true.
and stuff like
But
that.
now, like, if it's a younger person, right, that's just dumb and just doing it, that hasn't learned anything, then they lose their hand.
That's
Now they can't
true.
do shit.
They lost it for life.
They lost it
That's
for
true.
life.
You could also give options.
If not
you're
your
losing,
hand,
you're losing
what
the
else?
tip of the finger.
What
the
if you
first
start
time.
with the finger?
Yeah.
You don't lose a hand.
Do this again, you're losing the whole finger.
A knuckle
Yeah.
each time or something.
But it's like, yeah, if there's a little kid or like something like that, and they do like a stupid ass crime, it's like it
No.
obviously doesn't need to be that harsh.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I didn't
let's
think it's-
forget. Let's go beyond small crimes.
Yeah.
What do you think punishments should be for people that are child molesters and rapists?
Okay, that
Okay, wait. For
murderers.
that one, okay, like maybe like once you could like kind of like argue or something like that. But if it's like they're repeated offenders, straight up they should be castrated.
I agree.
Yeah, repeat offenders.
Repeated,
Yeah.
castrated.
Castrated is probably. But
That
the
makes
problem
more
is
sense.
that you have to be like 1,000,000,000% sure that it's like
Yeah.
everything's real.
That-
That's the problem.
I find that's the biggest problem with doing super heavy punishments like
Yeah,
that. Is
yeah.
just there is way too much room for error.
Well,
And-
yeah, it kind of goes back to your point of where other people have done time for other people.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
what if this individual
yeah.
doesn't value his hand,
yeah.
and he's like,
Just
you know
fuck
what?
my shit up,
I'll,
bro."
I'll take the rap for you, and go do whatever.
And-
The one thing that drives me nuts in the legal system is when somebody can plead mental health, and then if they've like, especially if they've murdered their whole family. And it's like, oh no, we're gonna, this person's not gonna go to prison. We're gonna take them and we're gonna.
They're mentally ill and
yeah,
stuff.
we're
It's
gonna
like, well,
rehabilitate them. Like, okay.
You just killed your
You just
whole
killed
family.
a bunch of kids, man. Like that one really, I don't know. I'm torn on that one.
Well, they should have a separate section, maybe, right? That's about it. That it should be almost the exact same thing. It should be just separate section that
Like solitary.
we what?
Kind of like solitary.
Yeah, but no,
No,
but like
solitary.
I'm talking about like a different building that like basically the officers would be trained in a different way to deal with these people because they're
Yeah.
not a normal person, right?
Yeah.
Like if they're actually mentally ill, so you got to be separate. But anything like that, like I've heard, like they get put into these homes that are like they're almost like living at home, and
Yeah,
they're just
they,
mentally. That's
they
bullshit.
get put in like these super chill, relaxed kind of environments, and like some of those, to me, those crimes are the most heinous of heinous when children are involved.
Yeah.
You know, especially
Innocent.
now that I have kids. Oh man, it just
Yeah.
my blood boils. Like I think it should be the hardest punishment for those individuals.
Yeah.
Like when you get a lesser crime, a lesser punishment for doing something like that than what a white collar crime would get, like that to me is just absolutely unjust and unfair.
But now, if you go to the other crimes now, in my opinion, I don't think we should do prisons anywhere near what they're like right now. Because like you said, they make it worse. You have to have it. It's obviously too hard for like certain countries, the States. They just put way too many people in first.
Well, States, it's like the prisons is like it's privatized.
They
make
It's
money out of it.
it's
like
a money
they're
making
trying to-
machine.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's where the problem is. So
Yeah.
now, if we get away from that, go to our country, right? We don't want to put these people in there, but now if we are putting them in there, if we're already paying for their meals, this, that, let's pay a little bit more then and actually help them so they're never gonna come back. I thought that was the point. When I was a kid, I thought that was the whole point, but it clearly isn't. It's
Force them to get educated or something.
yeah.
Come out of there with more skills than they went into it
exactly,
with.
and it should be like, I think it is, but it should be like, hey, you're not like, if you get a 10-year sentence, here are the minimum things you have to do during this 10-year. If you don't, we're gonna actually extend it, and if you do more than it, then you get out even earlier.
Is that what's considered good behavior when they cut off?
Yeah.
Or is that just like good behavior as in you had no complaints? Like, how does that work?
That's a big one too. That like you had no complaints, like no fighting, no this that. You all the guards, they're like they're not afraid of their life or whatever. They're like, hey, this guy's a good. He's just trying to do his time. That's it, right? But then other stuff too. When now there's people that will start, like a prisoner will start like a GED course, meaning that what I'm trying to say is like he helps others to get their GEDs.
Okay.
Right, so that would shorten your time. Like
Kind of helps train them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They should have. Okay, they don't want to pay for another person. It'd be like, hey, if one of you guys teach these other inmates, like 4 or 5 of them. That's it. Hey, I'm gonna cut down your time, and then their time is gonna get cut down a little bit too because they got their GED or some shit. Yeah. That's how it should be. Like you're trying, and then not just that type of education, the type like, hey, I don't know how you would do it, but you gotta be like, so your mindset is like, yo, these illegal things they're not good. Like they're not okay even. Just because certain people come from areas that everyone around them, it's like, oh, it's whatever, I do it, you do it, whatever. And then you feel like it's almost okay just because the people are just directly around you. You got to get out of there. It's because once you get out of prison, you're going to go right back to the neighborhood.
Yeah, that same crowd, those
Same
people.
crowd. They'll almost change you back, man, even if you did put the effort in.
That's true, actually. Yeah, they always talk about like you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. Yeah. So if those 5 people are a bunch of losers, chances are you're gonna end up being a loser doing stupid shit.
Yeah, and it's half the time I believe it's really not these people's fault. Like that they're just stuck in this like whirlpool that's just going down and down, and it's so hard to get out too. And you have to have fucking really big dreams and ambition. Like you have to get the fuck out. You're like, yo, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. No, I'm gonna get away from these people. These people are like poisoning my mind. Like a normal person can't just do that. Like be like, hey, I'm gonna fuck out of here. No, they're gonna be like, oh, I've known these people since like my whole life, and this is all I know.
Well,
right?
a lot of the time, I mean, people that are older and stuff, I mean, if you feel like they raised you and stuff, you feel like you owe them something.
Exactly.
And, like, it's hard for you to just cut and run when it's like.
Because in your head,
they did so much for me. I owe them this and that, and you don't see how toxic and shitty those people actually are.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, he helped me out here, he helped me out there. What about when I was a kid? I didn't have food or something. They gave me food or whatever. It could be anything. They gave me a bicycle or something, right? And they'd be like, oh man, he helped me out when I was a kid. How could he be bad for me? Yeah. It's a hard way of thinking that. Like, and that doesn't even just apply for like your neighborhood. It could be your parents even.
Yeah,
it could
exactly.
It could be your direct family. Like it's very hard to figure that out young. It's obviously easier to figure that out. I in my mind later on in life, because you get to see so much by that time. But in early life, like it's way too hard to figure that out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So gangbanging is a real big thing right now, obviously in BC. What do you think are some of the effective things to help some of this youth get out of that? Like, why do you think they're attracted to that? And then what do you think it would be something that would help them get away from that? Because some of these kids are from well-off families that are
most of them are
doing this.
In this, where we live, most of them are, and it's the most fucked up thing.
That's what makes no sense about it, is that they're all good to go.
My like own opinion and take on this is like one, just having parents involved in your life. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of kids, like a lot of people in the job, they go have like the truck driver. They're like away from their family, not just truck driving, but like other company like jobs. They're away from their family, they're away from their kids, and they're not like there for them. So they're like looking and they're searching out for like some sort of like figure or like some sort of thing to like fill their void. And so they find like they're like, oh, I can get like quick cash, and it's like this is like something to do, and it's like, oh, it's fun. My friends are kind of doing it, and it's like we have fun together doing stupid ass shit. And they get in mind like stupid ass shit is fun. I'm just gonna keep doing stupid ass shit. And
Well, I used to do a lot of stupid shit. It's a little bit different now. These guys, they're too flashy. They need that flashiness. Like I didn't need shit. Like the Gucci shit, I fucking learned about that way later in life. I'm like, yeah, I heard it in the rap songs and shit. Like I never saw that shit. I was like, yo, like all I wanted was like a new pair of pants or some shit, right? And like I'm good to go. These guys need the top shit. Like and it's getting to a point. These guys are just with the. You can't blame the rap stars or whatever. Like they're making money, they're getting it, but that's what they're looking at. So they're like, oh, I have to have the exact same. No, you don't. You're not making 20, 30,000 a show, right? You can't, and then they expect their parents to give it, and then if they don't, okay, then I'm going to make it myself. And then another huge thing is the problem is they want this respect thing. It's nuts. They want respect without doing anything.
Like forced respect.
earning
Yeah.
it.
Like fear respect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, yo, when I walk around the streets, I want people to be like, yo, man, that's him. That's him, man. I don't know if you guys watched Wired, or what is it, Wired or whatever?
The Wire?
The Wire.
The Wire?
The Wire.
The Wire. What is it? What was that guy? Oh,
Omar?
Omar. That's who everybody wants to be, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, they're scared of him. They respect him. They're like, yo, they'll listen to him. All that. That's what it is. They want that, and it's fucked. It's fucked.
like back to your original point, like what do you think are some are effective like techniques to try to combat this? So my wife's reading this one book. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's actually a pretty good book, and she like always just annoy me and tell me about what she fucking just read.
Here's a quote.
Yeah,
Let's discuss.
No, it actually had like a couple like really good points and stuff like that. So it's obviously the whole book's kind of like about like kind of reducing your stress. You know, not to give a fuck about so much thing and not to be overthinking. But one thing was like you're gonna give a fuck about shit that you value. And like you're gonna like if you value flashy ass shit, you're gonna like give a fuck. So you're gonna try to like get those. You're gonna try to do whatever you can to try to be like acquire flashy ass shit. So like if we teach young people what to like value, what are the right things to value, I think that'll change a lot of things.
That's huge.
Exactly like what you need to value. Like this is valuable, this is not. Being like having good qualities, that should be valuable. Something that like makes you feel good, helping others and shit like that.
But again,
But-
I feel like lots of this comes back to the parents.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, guarantee lots of these kids that are looking at that flashy shit, their parents do the same shit.
Yeah, they do.
That's actually true,
You know
too.
what's a big
Yeah.
one too? I've seen it firsthand. Probably like the worst around me was their parents were basically telling like the dad
Yeah.
was like, yo, you this like they were pumping them up to do this.
Yeah.
There's parents that are backing their kids up to do this shit.
We
To
don't wear
gang
Gap
bang.
in this
And,
family.
they're not like gang banged. Like they were like, yo, no one's better than you. Anything happens, I got you. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You run this shit. That basically putting that in there.
Putting that mentality in
And
their
I've
head.
heard it firsthand, like multiple parents
Wow.
going, yo, you got this. Fuck everybody else. It's ridiculous,
It's like
man.
teaching selfishness
Yeah.
to your
Yeah.
kids because
And it's because they weren't like that. They didn't have the balls to do it.
they were too
And you're
soft.
too soft themselves. But actually most of the time they were fucking hard too. And it's like, yo, you're putting this off to your kids. It's nuts.
It's also teaching that like, oh, you're better than everybody else.
Yeah, that shit's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Where rather than teaching respect, like
Yeah.
you need to respect everyone. Everyone has
Real-
their own
real
opinion.
respect.
Real respect. Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I mean. Like you need to have respect for people,
If you
right?
want it back.
And if you want it back, like earned respect,
Yeah.
not like granted respect.
yeah.
Do you think the school system should play a role in this? Like, should there be some sort of a course that should be taught? Because right now it's really academic based, but I don't think there is a whole lot of focus on like life skills, right?
Well, that's a huge conversation.
I
right
think
there.
I think they do it a lot in the younger ages and stuff, where they push a lot of that. Sharing is caring, and all these basic rules of respecting each other and stuff. But I feel like they do need to carry that on and like just do it a little bit more, as like just kind of sprinkle it in there.
I think that's actually right now. I think it's just up to the teachers. Like you're teaching math, you could put so much shit in math. You don't have to go apples. You have to go. You could put real life, like proper shit from the beginning.
Like
You know what I
better example.
Beth
Better
bought
example.
40 fucking watermelons.
Yeah, like fuck watermelons, man. I'm not buying that many apples or watermelons, right? Like fuck all that shit. You go like real shit, like oh, your mortgage is this much, this one. You only have this much left. Oh, Tommy, you're not gonna have enough for
For a roof over your head.
like, right?
Looks like you're not eating this week.
The
Tommy.
bank is coming, Tommy.
like I know it's kind of harsh too. Like that you're pushing the bank, this, that, you're fucked, right? But it's
Doom and
fucked
gloom.
out here.
You
man.
need
It's
to
fucked out
teach
here.
them reality check.
No, they have actually added financial literacy, which is actually a big like part of it now. Like I never had that when I was in school. But
Hallelujah.
they added that, and it's actually really good. I was looking it over and stuff, and it's actually really good. It's like shit that I still don't even know because I've never taught it. But financial literacy, being the actual meaning of being literate with your finances, meaning
good,
like you
man.
know
That's
exactly
good.
what to do, and it includes like opening up bank accounts and like how they work, how do mortgages work, how do taxes work. If you buy this, how much is it exactly going to come out to in your area, or the tax is different here? How do you get tax off? So it's actually a really
Oh,
good
even
thing.
teaches that?
Yeah,
Cool.
It's pretty good like addition to math.
And it's a part of the curriculum
It's
now.
part of math.
Oh, that's
Like
fantastic.
it's part of. It
good.
starts at
That's
like
good.
I think math 8 or math 9. So it starts, but there's that part is also in grade 10, 11, 12, and it's like part of that. So you could like learn like different steps.
Yeah.
That's a really good part.
Because I always found like you get out of high school and then even in high school depending on when you're working or whatever, but like you got to start paying income tax, and that's never taught on how and what you need to do. Then all of a sudden it's like you need to file taxes. I need to do what?
Yeah,
Yeah, because if you teach it in school, then you could do your own taxes.
Yeah.
Right? And then you understand it too. And like, but normally anybody comes out, they go, oh, I'm going to go get it, my taxes done.
yeah. But back to your other point, like should they have a class type of thing? I actually think that's a great idea. Just like an actual like life skills and like lifestyle kind of class. Just because like they have like stuff right now like grad transition where you like you have to get X amount of volunteer hours. So like people go, but they'll go and like get shit written down from
Yeah,
people
yeah.
they know.
Yeah.
They want to
Most-
actually do shit. So if you have a class that actually like one teaches values, what you should value, stuff like that, and you as a class go out and do shit that you guys like go out together and go into the community and try to help the community and like actually do shit all together as well.
Like your project is to make make an impact in the community,
Yeah.
and it has to be objective. Like you have to be able to objectively show that you made an impact in the community. That would be good.
Like an actual class where you actually go out and like you actually do the thing. You don't just go and fucking get shit written down by other people. You actually show that you're doing it and you like get shit out of it.
Yeah.
You get that gratification. You get that like you've checked off boxes. You've actually done something.
And I think it needs to be consistent. It needs to
Yeah.
come from grade 8 all the way through 12.
Yeah.
Because it has to cover your impressionable years, and you have to kind of carry that forward.
Yeah. The other thing was they were fuck, completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Well,
You
then,
can come back to us
anyways,
later.
you can come back to us later. Back to my point. Yeah, I think it needs to be consistent. They need to carry that conversation from grade 8 all the way through, so that they're positive, consistently getting that reinforcement of what your behavior should be. I think a lot of people just don't know how to fucking act in society anymore.
No,
Right?
it's-
I think what you were saying about how parents are reinforcing that type of behavior, I think you see that a lot with the newer generation of kids, where it's like this I don't give a fuck attitude, because like their parents have raised them that I'm never going to say no to you. Like that's a bad word. Like, oh, Tommy can do whatever he wants. I let Tommy be a free bird and he can make his own decisions. Right? And it's like, fuck you, mom. Right?
Yeah, there's so many types of kids now. There's because like kids are gone like so many different ways because the parents are gone so many different ways,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna keep spreading. And it's gonna be so many different type of adults then. And it's,
Well, that's part of the reason I think we should just be teaching a lot more personal responsibility for our own actions and our own education and just how we actually are as people. Because I find there is sometimes just too much blaming on, the system is this way, this is that way. We have access to every single piece of information we could ever hold in our head,
Yeah.
like at the tip of our finger all the time. And I think like we should just start teaching kids to be more responsible and just more personal. Like if you fucked up and you have to take responsibility for fucking up and be like, hey, shit, like I made a mistake, I screwed up, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. And we have to be okay with failing and okay with making those mistakes, as long as they aren't huge, crazy, life-changing mistakes.
Yeah, I
But-
think in a capitalistic society, I think there's so much focus on making money and all that kind of stuff that the rule book of like being a good human gets kind of thrown out.
Yeah.
And it's just like step on whoever you got to step
Yeah.
on, crush whoever you need to get ahead.
And that's what certain people teach, because
Yeah.
it's like you can make yourself better and stuff by ruining other people and by, you know, like screwing over others. But
Maybe that's why we should get away from the capitalism society.
What do you-
Preeti finally has his opportunity.
Yeah. All right, what do you got for us?
He's been waiting since episode 1. Let's go.
I'm not ready, actually. But we'll go ahead.
Just give us a little bit of hint.
I know, just give us a taste.
I don't think our listeners are ready.
Okay, so
The utopian society.
yeah, but you know, Utopia, doesn't it actually stand for something that's not
Yeah,
never
fun fact, Utopia is a Greek word for
Yeah,
a
Greek
good
word.
place, but
But
it also means it doesn't exist.
doesn't
so it's like an
exist.
oxymoron. It's like
Ah.
an
So-
amazing place that doesn't
yeah,
exist.
so
It's
don't
like-
ever say that to
So it's
my
basically your
ideas.
dreams.
Yeah,
Basically
exactly.
your dreams that are never achievable though.
Yeah.
So don't say that about this. But it is
But it
unachievable. But these guys call me communist.
Do we call you, or are you a communist?
Are you
I'm
a
not. I'm
self-proclaimed
not, man. Fuck
communist?
you guys.
Or-
Fucking
I'm
commie.
not.
Communist or socialist?
I'm a little.
Marxist?
I'm basically a mixture of like a lot of stuff. So this is a
There's
very
so
long
many jokes we can
conversation.
make right now.
Oh fuck! See, I wasn't ready for this. This wasn't a part of today's.
He's trans-political. He has different...
Marxist?
Okay, man. I don't know what the fuck that even means. Anyways, a little bit of everything. Like we.
Who's we? There's more of you?
Do you guys have group meetings?
Oh god.
Are you guys banding together?
No, there's not. Everybody thinks I'm fucked up for thinking this way. There's no more of me.
Okay, tell me.
So I think we should be sort of like a communist, sort of, not fully, because it's never actually worked ever. So that's why I'm saying sort of in that way. Like okay, now right now we're all basically crab in a bucket basically. Everybody's trying to get to the top, and we're all pushing each other down.
We're pulling each other down.
Yeah, pulling each other down, right? That's what it is right now. I think it should be like lifting each other up, right? Like we're almost all even. Like I believe in basic income. I believe in that. And I know it's hard to apply it now, like while we're already rolling this way. And I think basic income should be something. And if you want to achieve anything more than that, you should be able to. It's not like communist country that
Like you're not capped at.
yeah, you're not capped.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
yeah, if you want more, you can. But then it also gets spread out. Now, like if somebody becomes a billionaire right now, right? I think like in there should be some sort of percentage. Obviously, I don't have them. I'm not doing the math. Like this much
Yeah.
should be going, but it should be spread out a little bit too. Like yeah, you can
So
make
you still have to incentivize the innovation.
yeah.
So that's
'Cause-
the whole,
'cause
that's the whole point of capitalism. It's
'Cause-
somebody strives to break the mold, do better because they're going to gain something
Exactly,
from it.
and so then the society gains too because you get new stuff, new innovation.
Yeah.
Because if everybody just said basic income, we're just gonna be sitting
just
here
gonna sit around
farming.
doing nothing.
We're gonna be farming, drinking beer.
Why would I
Still a
even
good
farm?
life. What do you mean?
I'd make you farm.
That's not the communist. We're all the I am trying to imagine.
I'm trying to
So
imagine.
you're going to force me to farm. That's not fair.
Now, everybody has to do some sort of job, but it's not like 8 hours a day. This time, we could literally live a great life like that. We literally sit here, drink beer, and have food, and everybody's good. And we barely have to do work if we.
So have your
share.
basic needs automatically taken care
Yeah,
of.
if you take care of that, right?
Yeah.
And then now, if you want to go past that, there should be like 50,000 or something. I'm just saying random numbers. 50,000 that you can make without anything, like that it goes spread out. 50,000, it's all yours.
Okay.
Right now, if everybody wants to go like past that, right? Now you're making millions. Then it gets spread out, and then because something's always got to pay the fucking.
Yeah,
Basically,
Pay for everybody else sitting
Yeah.
around. Somebody's got to pay for that.
But thing is, if you see somebody, okay, now basic income, I'm talking about shelter, food. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about TV.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
just
Like,
head over your.
Literally, no TV, nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Just kana.
You want Wi-Fi? Get your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you want any of that, right? You want Wi-Fi, TV, anything, you have to go out there now.
Yeah.
So then it's still moving, everything's still moving, and then the thing that people don't understand about basic income, it's like no, that doesn't mean everybody's gonna sit around. It's just like there will be no homeless people.
Yeah.
Right. That is a big
That's
factor
actually-
for this.
yeah.
That's a big factor for
Yeah.
that. Dude, I don't know how. Like I'm sure all of us feel fucked up when we see him.
Yeah.
Right. But then out of sight, out of mind though. right?
Yeah.
And that's it. But if they're all, wouldn't we feel a little bit more peace in us, right? If we knew that everybody's taken care of, right? Everybody's taken care of. Nobody could complain. Then if you're complaining at basic income, it's like, holy shit.
What if you don't want to work?
You don't have to.
Exactly.
Then what?
You can just
Then
live
you,
off your basic
eat
income.
and sit there in your house. You can walk around if you want.
Yeah, you still have the freedom to do
You
whatever
got
you want.
freedom, but you don't have $1 to you though.
Yeah.
You don't have $1 in your pocket.
Do you think
now?
that-
Meaning, even if you want to walk out, hey man, I want to go walk to, or like if you walk, you could walk and come back. But if you want to like visit a different city, you don't have money. Now you have to work,
Yeah.
right? So it turns into that world like, hey,
So let's just say, do you think that will actually solve it though? Because what if somebody who
solve
doesn't
what though?
I think it'll
Nothing
solve
could,
a lot.
nothing could be solved. Not everything could be solved with one thing.
Okay, I guess I'm looking at it from the point of you give somebody that and that person doesn't want to work, but they want more.
Yeah.
So now are they going to go and steal?
Steal what though?
Well,
Or
they
let's just say they don't have
go
a phone,
steal a
but they want a
TV
phone.
or something.
Go
They
steal
don't have a
too?
TV. They want
Break into
know,
somebody's
Isn't that
house.
happening right now?
Well,
Exactly.
it is, but
Yeah.
so the only thing that would solve is the homeless issue.
No. But then,
But think about it. It would solve a lot of the single parent stuff. Like, I mean, look at these people that are working 2 to 3 jobs just to fucking survive.
Yeah,
for the
that's-
kids.
It's that kind of stuff that it would, because even those kids get screwed then. Because think about it. How are you supposed to teach your kids and be there as a mom when you have to be fucking out there working 3 jobs
It
and
doesn't-
putting food on the
that-
table for them?
Now that we're already talking about this, I'm
Please
gonna say even a more fucked up view that I have.
Yes.
Not everybody should have kids.
100% agree.
Not everybody should have kids. I think having kids should be. Having kids should be like. I know it's fucked up to think about this. Okay, this one probably would never happen, but it's like the way of thinking.
Eugenics?
Utopia. That it's almost like we vote who can have a kid.
Fuck that. I don't like that idea.
Okay. Relax.
That guy's ugly as fuck. He's not allowed to have anything. I don't want to
Vote
look
on
him
it.
up.
Three votes. Okay.
No. It would never be like, oh, we get to
Cut his
see
dick
the...
off.
Hold on, what kind of communist society
Hold
is
on,
this?
hold on. I know. I told you it wasn't a communist. They call me communist. Anyways, what's it called? It wouldn't be like that. Oh, there's a picture. Why the fuck would you need a picture?
So you'd have to put in an application, be like, listen, I work, I do this,
yeah,
I do that, I'm a fit parent. And then-
Exactly.
so,
exactly. And it's all on paper,
now-
and it's only like 4 or 5
So
countries.
now I'd like to have sex with my wife. Can you please approve it?
Okay, that's obviously where the where it
Baby,
gets
I'm gonna
fucked.
fuck you so
Where it
good
gets
tonight.
fucked,
Do you have the
'cause
paperwork?
You know what that's gonna fucking start though? Have you seen that the show The 100 where they have like the one kid?
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
oh shit, you can only have one each. So usually they're like hiding those kids
Oh,
and shit like
Yeah.
that.
That's gonna be like China.
So it's like,
do
oh,
that.
even if
Yeah.
you get fucked,
Do you
so it's
kill
like,
them?
yeah, it's your
And
like,
then,
then it goes
exactly.
into
What about
beliefs and shit.
accidental pregnancies and stuff?
I know that's
Just
where it gets
abortion,
fucked.
just
No.
every- yeah.
See, that's where it gets fucked.
Exactly.
Because then we're just killing.
That one's a
many
tough
kids.
one.
I'm just saying that's why I said this one is the crazier one. Right? This is the craziest view I have, but I believe in it so much. Because if we limit to the people that have kids, we would almost like
vote's all wrong,
we
though.
should, huh?
Vote's all wrong though. You can't do a vote for that.
Okay, man.
I understand what you're trying to say.
I see
You're
what
basically
you're-
trying to say is that you have to have fit parents.
Yes.
Some sort of
Right?
minimal.
That's not.
It's like-
there,
it's like
there
Europe-
should be certain people who should just never be allowed
Yeah,
to have kids because of the gene pool that
Oh
they're
yeah.
in.
Well, what we were talking about earlier. Oh, I have the mental illness to kill my entire family.
Yeah.
But you're still allowed to go have kids with
Yeah,
somebody.
exactly. So that's what it should be like. That's where it should be. You're like, oh, this couple, they would have not beautiful kids. That would be dumb, right? Oh, then we're basically Hitler. Oh, blue eyes. Right? But what's it called? Like, hey, they know they're comforting, whatever. All that the package, right? They'll teach them. They're smart themselves. All that you have to have all that, and then you have kids, and then in the perfect world, not Utopia though, but they would have kids, and their only job would be to raise the kids.
So how does this government operate? Who oversees it? Who runs it? Who controls it? Because once you have people in positions of power, human nature is that you need to be you need to be better than anybody else, and that's when the shady shit starts happening.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's when the communism thing starts falling apart because now this person in power is like, well, it's for me, it's not for you guys.
First, there should never, ever, ever be one person making rules. Not one person that makes a decision. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Even I think the president, like the power that he has,
the veto power and all
the
that?
states,
Yeah.
it's mess.
Executive order.
Shut it down, buddy.
Shut down the whole thing.
Pay for the wall. I'm gonna shut this shit down.
Yeah, it's fucked, man.
You want to visit the Statue of Liberty? Not this weekend.
Oh, I
Shutting
just
you down.
ruined all your plans.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. That nobody should ever have power like that. It should be, it should be a bunch of people, say like 100, that are making these decisions. Okay, I'm just saying random numbers.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
I'm saying 100. I'm just saying there has to be lots of people, because even out of those 100, you're still gonna have fucked up people, right?
But the
Yeah.
problem is, positions like that tend to amass assholes and people that want that power.
Okay.
So what stops it from being 100 psychopaths?
Or out of that 100, now you have people who basically create little,
loopholes and stuff.
yeah, not sad, but like band together for certain things and be like, oh,
It's always gonna happen. So you have to have certain time that they're allowed on this 100 people thing. Okay? And then you get evaluated, not while you're there. You get evaluated later
and what for?
for
The
your
rest of
job, your job there.
So what happens with evaluation?
Okay, look, in this world that I'm imagining, why would you even want to become that?
That's true. I'd rather sit at home. Chill.
See, that's what I'm saying. Only certain people will have the craving to do that, and it's like,
Well, you'd have to. It's technically a job, so there would be
money,
some sort
yeah.
of.
But what I'm saying is, you get a value. You'd have a little bit extra money, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you did a great job, you'd get paid later, and it has to be almost like a rolling thing, like not that
It's like a bonus structure.
yeah.
Where you get paid for performance, but you don't get paid during that time. So after you've performed, and if you had a good performance, then you get your bonus.
Yeah.
So if you didn't do a good job, you don't get that bonus. So then,
Because right now people get paid and they're doing fucked up shit. Then we find out later, and it's okay. We already paid them.
and they get bonuses for it.
Yeah, it's fucked. So, but then it has to be another thing. It has to be a rolling government, these 100 people started going this way. We have to carry out these things, and I think you were saying, I don't know if we were saying it on the podcast or not, that basically once a person's term's over, they're like half their fucking time is to get rid of half the shit that they've started or done.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Basically, how
Terms and
the
stuff.
president is, they spend the next 4 years or 80 years, whether it's their first term or second term, undoing everything the previous presidency did. And rather than being like, okay, whatever's done is done, like we need to move forward with something else,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We see it all the time. We see it even locally with our provincial governments,
Oh, yeah.
with our federal governments,
Yeah.
right? Undoing things and then redoing things, and it's like people can come to this country now. We're opening it up. No, we're shutting this thing down. No one can come here anymore.
You're gonna make it a mess. You have to have concrete rules that we've agreed for so long that we're like, okay, this one's set in place. You can't even fuck with it. Like, unless we have like emergency media, everyone agrees.
Like
something
a
weird
constitution of some sort.
I wasn't gonna say it. This is my world, okay? We're talking about. It's okay. But what was another one? Oh my god.
Sounds like a beautiful place to live. I don't think it'll ever happen.
That's what.
Sounds like a beautiful dream, Preeti.
Oh man.
So it's Utopia. Fantastic.
So it really is. Utopia.
Okay, so another one. This is a huge thing. We would save so much time, so much money, and this is the reason that in my head started rolling this way too. Okay, so we have products, right? Say like anything. It could be wood, it could be food, all this stuff, right? Anything. There's one getting shipped across the country that way, one getting shipped across the country this way.
Yeah.
This is getting shipped this way. This is getting shipped that way. When you're like, oh, that came from all the way over here, but there's a lumber mill beside my house. When a communist country is working, it's like, yo, why the fuck would we send it over there? It's right here.
Yeah.
You just send it here. It's like you're just food's coming right beside you, unless obviously you're out of season, right? Then it's a different story. But now, like in season, you're just coming right here, the closest one. You're not burning fuel.
That's the funny part. We will export our whatever, our natural resources or whatever it is. We'll export it to make money, and then import basically
version.
the exact same stuff because we get it cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes no sense, man. There's wood going across our country all the time, and it's like, dude, what the hell? Like, why is this wood coming all the way from there when it's produced right here too?
Yeah.
It's just flipped on. We would save so much money. It just makes no sense. But the thing is, in this world we live in, oh no, that guy's getting paid. That company's getting paid now. There's money moving. This is what we're thinking about right now.
I find that's the biggest problem with doing any big changes like this is that we have such a stupid system in place globally now.
Yeah.
That we're just everything's propped up on stilts, and it's basically like if you pull one thing out of there, the entire system just gonna crash. Yeah. And I feel like that's why a lot of it's just snowballing still, and there's gonna be something major that happens that.
Because imagine if we did do this, we're like tomorrow we're gonna do this. Our dollar would go to shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We would not be able to travel anywhere. That one I see that one. It would happen. I think that's almost inevitable. Like you can't do this without getting our dollar to shit.
Oh yeah.
And then say goodbye to fucking traveling to other countries. But I'm just saying to make a good. I know we're too far into this.
To make a good
buy an
utopian society.
Buy an island.
That's the problem. Like we're so set on it, so it's like we can talk about all these other things, but I feel like what we need to do is basically fix what we have now.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to like just introduce a whole brand new thing.
You can't undo.
If you want to shift it, it's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take a while, but it's like you got to basically fix what we have. You got to work with what we have and then shift that.
Or if like something crazy happens.
Yeah. Alien
What are you trying to say?
We should.
What are you trying to plan?
I'm not planning anything, you fucking house. Don't try to twist it like that. I'm just saying, in case we have to start from the beginning, this is what we should do. Okay, if something fucked up happens, you don't ever know one of these super volcanoes happens, right? We have to live in a cave for 100 years or something. I don't know.
Or Donald Trump starts a war.
Yeah.
Like half your shit, it kind of makes sense. The other shit, it's like, that's bad shit crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, like that little kid thing, like how to enforce that? Like if you're allowed to have kids voting. No. To enforce that, like basically this is what you would have to do. When they're born, you basically have to like vasectomy and do all that shit.
Something that would be reversible.
Yeah,
so when the time
reversible.
comes, you can unlock that
Exactly.
achievement.
That's what it is. It's like turn them off until you were ready to fucking turn them back like on.
And then you're like, achievement unlocked.
Yeah. Or else you'd have like these underground fucking babies, basically.
Yeah. Underground babies. What movie is that? What you're talking about with the underground
It's
baby?
the show. It's the 100.
It's a show.
I think it's on Netflix. I haven't watched it.
It's basically like they sent 100 people into the air because the Earth was like.
Nope.
Or no, they sent a bunch of people in there on a big ass spaceship, and
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. And you're only allowed to have one kid.
Basically,
everybody was only allowed to have one
the
kid.
The premise is nuclear winter type deal.
Yeah,
the world is fucked, and everyone had to go live in space for a few generations.
It's called the 100.
Come back.
Yeah, it's called the 100 because they sent 100 kids back down to the Earth. They were all prisoners and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they had like if you had a kid, whatever, and then one.
Pretty solid show.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
All right,
it's a good time.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
I think best case scenario.
And it's all filmed right here too.
Nice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I think best case scenario, I'm gonna make a movie out of my dream.
Hey, why don't you write a screenplay?
I don't.
That's not bad.
And worst case, worst case.
Start with an ebook.
Audiobook?
Audiobook, even better.
Nobody wants to hear me.
You can,
what? There's somebody there.
People are listening to you right now.
That's what I'm saying. But anyways, I think my rant is over. Go on.
No, I don't even know how we got here. Utopia.
Call me Preeti over here.
I heard capitalism and I went off.
His ears perked up, his nipples got hard, and he was ready to go.
I don't think it was
capitalism.
It was capitalism.
You said it, and then I'm like...
The key word, he started licking his lips over there, and he was just raring to go.
I'm sorry, everybody, you had to endure this.
Started breathing heavy.
But now you guys can all have another vision of what the future may be one day.
Yeah. Preeti's future.
All right. You know what's fucked up? I want to talk about this. Yeah, just making a quick transition.
A lot of passion today on this podcast.
Right? But you know what's fucked up? So I go on Instagram and I'm like going through all these pictures and all that. Then I see like these makeup people and they're doing these before and after photos. And like the catfishing they are doing, it's a completely different person. And it's like, it's kind of like insulting to the person they're taking a picture of.
It is.
Because they're like, oh, look at how ugly and shitty this person looks, and look at what I did to make him look good, to make him look
at all of my skills.
Look and make him look presentable and good and shit.
Wait.
Presentable.
Pretty much, man. They make him look butt ugly in that first picture. It's fucking.
No, I don't get it. Why the girl would agree to be in the before photo?
Yeah.
Listen,
Like, no, I know I look like shit. Like, totally.
Yeah,
No,
post it so everybody
Yeah.
can see how
Yeah.
naturally disgusting I am.
look, that's our view on it as guys. We see it that way, and it makes perfect sense. What the fuck is happening here?
That's true.
Girls don't think that way. It's so weird.
What do you think they're thinking?
Dude,
They're
I
thinking,
think-
oh
I
my
think-
god, look at
they-
how much better I can look.
Yes.
That's what they're thinking.
That's
Girls
what
are
they're
crazy.
thinking.
That's fine.
What do you? A girl that puts on a bunch of makeup, what do you think they're thinking? They're like, oh, I'm trying to go look the best I can or something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you look like a clown. How?
I'm a clown.
I'm a clown.
Oh man, honestly, like nowadays it's like compulsory for a guy if he's dating a girl. It's
First
like,
date is at
it's
the
like, yo,
pool.
we're going to the pool.
Yeah.
We're going to the pool. We're going to the beach. You're putting your face underwater.
Here's a damn cloth. Wash your face.
Yeah.
Do it right now in front of me.
I'm gonna pull your hair. I'm gonna wipe my hand down your face. We're gonna see if the shit's real. Is it a wig?
You know,
Is it a painted face? I need to know.
But even guys have really good wigs now. These crazy, these like stick-on wigs.
A toupee.
A toupee?
It's like toupee, but they're crazier.
So for a woman, it's called a wig, but
weave.
for a guy, it's
Well,
called
no,
a
no,
toupee.
I
Girls
think
call it a weave.
I think that's different.
No,
That's
weave is
different.
when it's like
woven-
sewn into
woven
your
into-
woven
into
into
your
it, yeah.
the shitty hair you have, the previous hair you have.
Yo, so get this. In I think it was 2012 or something. So this guy in China, he divorced his wife because so she had plastic surgery. He never knew about this. Like
Okay.
he never
Wait,
knew
wait.
she had plastic. What?
Prior
Was
to
it a guy?
Huh? No.
no.
Okay. I mean, that
So
guy-
he married the chick. The chick apparently had plastic surgery before they got married. He didn't know like she had plastic surgery, so he marries her, whatever. And he's a kid, and he's like, "What the fuck? The kid's ugly as fuck." And he's like, "What the fuck happened here?" So then he finds out like
Who
she
knows
had
this
plastic surgery and like changed the way she looked, and apparently she was butt. So he like divorced her and he sued her because he's like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know. Yeah,
Entrapment.
misrepresentation.
and he won like
Where
$120,000.
was this in China?
China.
Because you're only allowed to have one kid too. Right.
Oh, and that one kid turned out to be the ugly duckling.
Oh, that's ugly.
He can't even have another one.
Yeah, I get one chance and this comes out. Oh man, look at those stairs.
Yeah, she like told him like, I spent $100,000 on like
What
doing.
the fuck? This is fucking taking a very dark turn. This one.
No, but back to he's found out like she told him like, "Oh, I spent $100,000 on like in plastic surgeries and like making me actually like look good and change my appearance." And he found this out and he's like, "Fuck this!" And he divorced her and he sued her and he got $120K.
Wow, pay
That's
up, sucker,
crazy.
pay up. But yeah, the before and after photos with the makeup, ultimate catfishing.
Oh yeah.
The pool is a compulsory date, whether or not it's a first date.
Dude, pool's not even gonna do it anymore. They're waterproof now.
Damn,
They're waterproof.
Dude, they got that shit secured, man.
Yo, some of that shit's
You-
tattooed on.
that's true too.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Tattooed
on, too.
eyebrows.
Tattooed eyebrows. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess roofing them and washing
saw
it down
this-
yourself is the only way. Jokes. This is a joke.
That's fucked up.
My stairs joke wasn't that.
You went there. I thought I could go here. Then.
We don't condone any of this.
Yes, this
I
is.
don't either.
Anyways, I can't even remember what I was gonna say now.
He is
guys-
so shocked and appalled.
So fucked.
He has
So
lost his train of thought. Can you believe
Tell
it?
us how you really feel.
That was a joke.
But it's such a big like catfish.
It is.
It's-
So
Yeah, it's
anyway, I saw
massive.
this girl one time, right? And she's sitting there talking, and I just started noticing. I'm like, why do her eyebrows look so weird, right? I'm like looking. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, her entire eyebrows are drawn in. They were all penciled in. And then after, I pulled my wife aside and I was like, yo, did you notice what I noticed? And she's like, yeah, girls do that all the time. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, she's just doing a different look with her eyebrows. So she,
Different look.
An angry look.
Sad look. Surprised. They're just up higher every time. What? They're always surprised.
One was off a bit, and I looked confused all day.
No, I haven't seen many do the rock yet.
Those would be by accident if they're not good at it doing it.
but it's unfortunate that women have to feel like they need to do, spend an hour, forget an hour. I think an hour is like minimum, but I think, spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on making themselves look pretty for society and what they think they
Funny
need
thing
to
is,
look
though,
like for
I don't think it's
society.
even society. I feel like it's other women.
No,
well,
that's what I mean. I think it is to
I feel
please.
like it's
I think
only
it's to
other
please,
women.
No,
not
no.
to please other women, but so other women don't dog on the men.
Yeah.
Women dog on each
Dude,
other
they're crazy.
more than guys don't dog on each
We don't
other
do
like that.
much,
we don't,
man.
we don't do nothing like that.
We go, oh, he's fat. That's about it.
Exactly.
No, we
What
shit
up,
on each
fatty?
other, but like, yeah, not to that extent. That there's more hurtful, like,
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Like, we shit on each other. We fucking make fun of each other all the goddamn
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But we're like, haha, it's jokes and stuff like that. There's like, damn bitch. Fucking shit on me.
Exactly.
And-
Dare she?
from
Did you
most-
see the comment she made?
Yeah. Or didn't make. I posted a photo and there was no comment.
I posted my new eyebrows. She didn't like
Yeah.
it. That cunt.
No, I'm telling you, they get very vindictive.
No, dude, they dog like if especially if it's your boy, right? You're like you would even a little bit make fun of the person like that, but it's almost like, hey man, oh, okay, you look a little bit weird with this haircut or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make fun of you first and be like, yo, don't get that haircut again.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
most of the time it's helping the other guy
Yeah,
out.
and the guy will be like, "Oh, the guy was straight with me. It's all good."
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You don't feel offended because there's no others around. There's
Yeah.
no strangers.
Yeah.
It's just your boys, and it's like, yo, okay, fuck, okay.
We literally just made fun of Preeti's mustache.
Yeah. And he'll never do it again. He knows now.
Exactly.
He knows.
We all
You're
learned.
welcome.
No.
You're welcome.
I've actually heard that art of not giving a fuck. I've heard it audiobook because I
Yeah.
don't really read, and I don't give a fuck, you bastards. I'm gonna cut it over and
Oh,
over again.
don't worry.
Even better.
Don't worry. We're not done with you yet.
That just gives us more material to make fun of you.
We're not done with you yet. There will be more. You will yourself come to us and be like, "Okay, guys, I'm not doing this anymore."
And you will thank us.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, girls like they'll hurt they'll cut each other, man. They're like it's like those small cuts. It's a death by 1,000 cuts. Like they're just little comments, little jabs, and they will sit there and think about it over and over
Well,
and over again.
It's the stuff
and
they
it
can
torments them.
They can pass off as being nice,
Passive aggressive.
or just kind of like
Yeah.
like it's not fully something that
That dress looks so nice.
you're so brave wearing that.
Yeah.
so
Oh my
brave.
god. Only you could ever do such a thing.
I wore that like 5 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty good back then.
Yeah.
How do you guys know all these things?
We actually hang out with women.
Kevin saying that. That's the joke. Oh my god.
Anyways, but they're very, very vindictive, and they'll like know stuff like, oh, that girl wore that outfit at that party like 2 years ago, or like what, and like I won't even know what I wore. Like I'll be like,
Whatever was clean.
okay, yeah, exactly. Like, man,
For the most part.
they overanalyze the shit out of things, man. And I
Each
think that's
other.
one of the reasons that some women are just so tormented, and they like get pleasure from tormenting each other. I'm not saying all women are like this, but there are certain women who get
Most.
99%.
No, I'm saying a lot of girls get
Pretty
off.
high, but not that high.
Get off on what's that old saying where you're putting out somebody else's candle to think that yours is gonna go brighter,
yeah.
right? Like a lot of them do that.
Yeah.
I
Again, more crabs in the bucket thing.
absolutely
Yeah.
wrong,
Just
man.
tearing other women down. Just
Instead
so
of
that
building
they
them
can-
up, like
Exactly.
build them up. Be like, you know what, you're beautiful the way you are.
Communist
You know, you
2020. Communist 2020.
Like you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that for yourself. You don't need. You're beautiful the way you are.
Yeah.
Just build each other
So
up.
Exactly.
So the girls is verse girls is probably the biggest one, and then commercials and like media and stuff is probably the second one. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, because they're like
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, that's probably what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make you. They've even worked on me sometimes, like as a guy. Like they'll have a couple guy commercials, and you're like, what? They're like, oh no, fuck you, fuck you. I hate this pizza. But
I don't need that beach body.
What country just banned that you couldn't have?
I think it was the UK.
Was it the UK? I
think so.
Actually,
Yeah, I
you're
think
right.
it was the UK.
What
That you cannot portray what they feel is
Unhealthy.
no, not
or-
unhealthy. It was more just the words they use, like an unachievable look
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
that's
like
the way they worded it.
it's
Yeah.
something.
Unachievable.
It's something like that. So like,
I was like, bitch, that girl looks like that. How are you saying it's
Wait,
unachievable?
wait. No. Because even models get
Are
photoshopped.
photoshopped. Oh,
yeah, no, they do
yeah.
get photoshopped.
That's
You know, everybody knows that. But what I'm saying is like, if somebody is healthy and they work out a lot and they have a 6-pack, that is achievable. It's just people aren't willing to put the
Yeah.
work in to get there.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
not willing to put the work in to get there. That's straight up, man. Like, right?
But it's like as long as it's not photoshopped,
Yeah.
I think it should be okay.
Yeah, but
Well, then the plastic surgery comes in.
I think
That's the problem.
Yeah, I think
That's
plastic
the problem.
surgery was a big part of that as well. But I don't know. I just
Didn't that one have a lot to do with like younger girls and stuff too? I think it was more aimed towards not, or maybe that was just what the reasons they used.
Yeah, that's
for
probably
it.
the reason.
possibly I saw a headline and I was just like, that's pretty fucked up. I didn't get into the story. Half that shit's clickbait anyway.
Yeah.
So back to the number 3. What when I think that guys like this, and it's crazy because you could talk to almost any guy. No, we don't like most of what the fuck they're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's fucking
The
crazy.
fake nails. I don't know a single guy that actually
Pays
likes,
attention?
but like doesn't just pay attention, but like enjoys and is like, no, I'd rather she put fake plastic things on her fingernails than have her own natural fingernails.
I don't even think most guys don't even get to the point where they look at that level of detail. where
Exactly.
like, oh my
Not
God,
level.
Her nails were
I don't
done.
even look
Yeah.
in that direction. Where the fuck are you guys looking at?
Girls have eyes.
It's another reason why he doesn't talk to many girls. He can't even make eye contact.
No. I'm pretending to look at that.
But anyways, as cliche as this sounds, is that, I don't know how you guys are with girls that even when you're dating, was it about the looks? Like, I'm not talking about like the smash and go ones, but I'm talking about the ones that you actually wanted to date.
Well,
have a relationship.
Well, people need to understand there's a difference between hot and beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful is
Yeah.
something that's every day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Right?
And not necessarily looks either.
Yeah, no, not necessarily looks. Beautiful
Right.
could be like your soul,
Your
even
personality,
coming in. Yeah,
the way
personality,
the
everything.
aura you give off, all that kind of stuff.
I think most guys are going for that when they're trying to date somebody.
The best
100%.
example I heard for the difference between like beautiful and hot is that like you can see an old woman like 60, 70 years old and be like, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't be like, oh, she's hot. You know what I
Basically,
mean?
beautiful
Yeah.
doesn't go away really.
Timeless.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Timeless, yeah.
timeless.
Hot is
It's
the
just
fake
like
nails, the makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, my boobs perked up, plastic surgery, this, that. That's what hot is. And hot is very temporary. Okay, and like. Hot is very temporary, and it's just gonna be gone. It's gonna be like, oh, she's hot. Like, I don't know why girls want to be hot. It's like the only girls that want to be hot is porn stars, because, and then the rest you would want to be.
But is that like a career aspiration? Like, yeah, I'm gonna become a porn star.
I don't know, man.
Can't wait.
Aspiring for it. I need to be hot because that's the only way I can get into porn.
Cindy, what do you want to be when you grow up?
When you grow up.
You're
Holy
so
shit.
fucking Kevin. Where's your mind today, man?
This guy never got his double today.
Holy shit. But anyways, where did we start? Prisons.
So those catfishing women should be put in prison.
Full fucking circle right there. Full circle.
Throw them in prison. Fuck
yeah.
this shit.
Okay, so one thing that we did that I did want to talk about, I think me and Joe were talking about the transgenders in prison. Where do you put them?
Yeah, that was just like a question. Like, do you put them where they identify as, or do you put them what they were like classified when they were born? What do you think?
Okay, first, I know you guys don't agree with me like this. Fuck all that shit. You are what you are. There. If you want to dress up like a girl, whatever, cool.
No, but with transsexual, it's like, what if you're born with both genes?
Oh, okay. That's completely different. Then you have both choices. Then, in that situation, you would have both choices.
Or that's inter.
No,
That's
What is
that's
that?
hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
That's different, man. That's you're literally born with it like that.
Yeah.
Right? If it's in your mind, I get it that it's in your mind. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But you switching genders and then going to that gender, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
I kind of agree with if you do swap, because think of like just thinking of it, if you were a man for 30 years, had the
You went full,
physique
you,
and
yeah,
everything
you went
of
through
it.
puberty
Yeah.
and everything, right?
And like say you even lifted weights and shit, and like
yeah.
got pretty jacked
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
but then like
Or won an Olympic gold medal.
or that exactly, then you like swap over and you'd be so much more physically dominant over those women
Obviously.
and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
fucked.
So how
no,
do you?
but what if, like, okay, okay, you're talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
So it's like she's not competing anymore. She's just living her life.
That's
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what
But
about?
I'm talking about prison.
What about?
He's talking
What
specifically for
about
prison.
younger males, right? Because the advantage is usually on that side. So a
Yeah.
younger male who now identifies as a female, right, and now competes against females, but has those dominant male genes. Do you think that's right?
That's should be you. There's no way. There's no, if you anybody thinks that's right, that's crazy. That's crazy because you have an edge. You have
Huge edge.
Huge
Yeah.
edge. And it's-
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's okay. That's like taking steroids. Then
Exactly.
You should be banned just like steroids. How about that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You should be banned. But if you want to go back, if a man that turned into a girl,
Then goes back.
no, that wants to fight in the man category, you're allowed then because that's not steroids because that's you. That was for that.
But I think the problem with that is
Sorry,
just
you're saying if
there's
a female
unequal
goes
rules.
and converts to a man and then wants to fight
Other
back
men.
and-
other males,
Yeah.
oh, that'd be tough.
Exactly. They'd be at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with that is just you need consistent rules on both sides. Like, because if you like you're saying, if you went from male to female and competed, like that's ridiculous.
no.
But if you went from female to male and competed,
Yeah.
you'd be at such a disadvantage anyway
Yeah,
that it's like
that's your choice then. That's what I would think.
yeah. But the choice issue is when it's like
That's
Then
when
why
it-
do you don't have the choice over there?
exactly.
Okay, then
That's
cancel
all I'm
both. Then
saying.
fuck it.
Exactly. That's
Sports is
that's
very
my-
like difficult
yeah.
too. It's like a gray area. Sports is very.
That's what we were talking
Yeah, in
about.
everyday
prison.
life, you know.
Okay, no, I was talking
everyday
about
life.
prison.
Everyday
I was talking
life.
Okay,
about
yeah. So prison.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
that's
go back to the prison sentences.
prison.
That is
Because
an
okay, wait,
interesting
wait.
one. Yeah.
Everyday life, it doesn't change anything. If I don't care if a girl that used to be a girl turned into a man is taking a piss beside me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Who cares about
I
that?
don't give a fuck who's beside me taking a piss. I'm just here to take a piss and get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Universal washrooms.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
that's it.
and you know what's so weird? I was in a mall downtown van once, and they had the girls' washroom closed, and we all somehow just started lining up for the men one, and it just said, "Oh, everybody has to use one," and everybody's going in and out, and there was nothing wrong. Nobody was there was probably like one girl I think that. She didn't feel comfortable. Okay, I get it, right? Go if there's a handicap one, go in that one then, right? Use that one. But like everybody else was fine with it. It's like, yo, everybody's here just to take a piss and poo.
Actually, interesting. When I was in Montreal at a conference, I walked into the washroom and it was just there was no doors on it. No. Sorry. So for like the main
Hey, Jim.
area. Like,
You're just taking a shit.
no. You know.
High-fiving the next guy.
That's a nice dump.
You know the sink where you wash your hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like let's just say that area was 15 feet long, all sink and whatever.
Yeah.
That whole thing you walk down the stairs
Yeah.
was all open.
Oh, okay. Because everybody could wash their hands.
Because that's where everyone goes.
Yeah.
And then it was just stalls.
Stalls.
It
Yeah,
didn't.
that
It didn't
makes
say. It didn't
perfect
say
sense.
male
That's-
side. It didn't say
yeah.
guy side.
Yeah.
But then when I went to the stall, so they didn't have urinals. It was just all stalls.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
And then when I came back, and I was like washing my hands and stuff, it did kind of feel a little too open. And I think it wasn't the fact that it was a male female thing. I think it's just because they never had like a door on the actual like
I think it was just
facility.
because you could look out into the hallway.
I
and
could
just
look
see
right
normal-
out into like
But
the
you're just
like.
washing your hands, though.
I
That's
know,
like
but
you
it was
be-
just.
That's like you be in the kitchen and washing your hands, and you're.
But it didn't feel like that. It felt really.
Naked.
It's,
Yeah, it
He
did.
feels
It
naked.
did.
Are you sure you would put your pants back
It
on?
felt like
Took his shirt off like fucking George Costanza.
watching his pits? He's watching his pits. Why are these people staring at me?
I don't know. I just felt like I didn't have privacy.
Why do you need privacy washing your hands?
I don't know. Maybe I
It's just-
blow my nose or something like that. I don't know.
okay,
a nice
like,
sensual.
Okay,
Shit
that
like
one I
that,
kind of
right?
get. But like, I blow my nose.
Do
Whatever
that in the
fuck I
stall, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know, but like sometimes you want to look at the mirror, just make sure you got no like stragglers and shit, right? Like,
okay, I get it a little bit. It's just because we're
felt
used to
weird.
it. It's
And
because
dude,
we're
like
used to it.
trust me, I turn around and it's like this massive stairwell with this art display, and like people are just walking. Like one guy's walking to his office right there, and it just felt really weird.
Yeah.
It was all open.
No, the office part. He's sitting in his office watching a bunch of people washing their hands.
Yeah, I felt
I
bad.
just imagine that.
He's probably telling
Hey, you
you
didn't wash your hands.
Yeah, he's probably telling you who didn't wash their fucking hands. Never shaking that
Yeah, I'm not
fucking
shaking
guy's
that guy's
hand.
hand. Oh, but anyways, completely off topic. But the coolest shit ever, they had this table in their little gift shop area,
Yeah.
and they had Super Nintendo in the table. So it was a glass table and it had a screen facing upwards. And they had what's that? That one that they came out with, the Super Nintendo
Switch?
Mini. The one that they rebooted and threw a bunch of games in there.
The retro one.
Yeah, the retro one. Yeah, the
Yeah.
mini or whatever. They had that in the table, and I played Street Fighter for like 2-3 rounds, and I was like, this is fucking rad.
Oh, not Tekken?
They didn't have it.
Because it sucks.
No, it's just too much of a classic. They can't do it for free. It's just it costs too much.
Too much. It's too classic for us.
Guys, this game is too good. You guys, nobody's allowed playing it.
No,
anymore.
we're not rebooting. We're not rebooting it. It's just too good.
All right, so the one topic that we skipped, we had to get away from or whatever. Anyways, the prison. So now transition to prison.
Prison sentences.
What are we back to? What part?
Because we didn't say. Okay, so where do you put
like somebody who's? I think you'd put them where they identify, is my opinion. It's their choice.
I kind of agree, but
what if you're, dude?
What if you haven't had an operation or something?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but if you have the operation,
that's
you go to the
where
girls.
that's where it changes for me. Is
That's heaven. Look at the Joel. Joel has stared at me like, what
is wrong with you?
It's a Utopia.
Utopia.
Stop watching Orange is the New Black and go to an actual women's prison and see what they look like.
Well, part of the reason I think that way is because of Orange the Way is Black.
Yeah.
Or Orange is
the Way is Black.
You said it first.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, it's recorded. We can check.
He said it first. Anyways, Orange is the new black because in the show there is a transgendered female
Yeah.
in the prison.
Yeah,
So when I was looking at that, I was reflecting. I'm like, that person chose to, identified as that and chose, and that's where they ended up. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well,
I think I agree.
It's definitely more. Definitely more difficult on the flip.
Before procedure.
I don't think that individual had a procedure in there, the full procedure.
Shut
I have
the
no
fuck.
idea.
That's fucked.
I don't know. They never
How do
showed
you
it, so I
disagree
can't.
with
Actually,
tell.
I don't think they did have the full procedure.
Yeah.
They were just on.
They were taking the
hormone.
hormones,
Yeah.
and I know there was a couple episodes where they were like, "Oh, you got to give them hormone pills," and they
Yeah.
cut them off
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they did do a little storyline around that.
Cut her off.
Yeah, cut her off. Why are you offended about that?
That's fucked.
Why?
Why?
Because if they have don't have the procedure, they still have a penis, and there's a bunch of vaginas.
Yeah, but
What if you stop
The
taking the
math-
pills? Okay. What if you stop taking the
doesn't
pills?
check
Yeah.
out for reasons.
Testosterone raises again, right?
And then
And you're like, and you fucking rape a girl.
Yeah, I forgot we're all animals. We're all fucking cage.
Why are they in prison? What if they did some fucked up shit?
my erections aren't as wild as yours.
Raging.
Oh, I got a real rager here.
I'm just fucking barking for some fucking.
Anyways, but it would be 10 times more difficult. Again, it's kind of like that sports talk. If it was a female who then started identifying as a male and then end up in a male prison, imagine that one.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That shouldn't happen.
But in today's society, how do you prevent that? Or what
do
are
you
the
mean, what
what are
should
the
happen?
rules right now?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What should happen?
That
That if you were born as a female, you'd have to go to a female prison.
yeah,
Is what he's saying.
whatever you're born.
No, man. Like exactly.
Unless once you have the surgery, then it's a hard choice.
Okay, like-
I think before surgery, it's not a hard choice.
bringing
at all.
back the Orange is the New Black. Like it was a female. She had like breast surgery,
Yeah.
but I don't know if whatever.
Yeah.
If she had another surgery for her genitals, but it's like she has breast. You're gonna send her to a fucking male prison.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna fly.
Yeah.
Send her home. Just make it easy.
No, clearly she did
Send her
something that
home.
belonged in prison. So I think
House arrest.
No, it should be what?
No,
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
too easy.
Yeah.
House.
That doesn't make sense. What if the crime doesn't?
If she murdered somebody,
Oh yeah, she
No,
did.
just stay home.
did she?
I think so.
He,
I don't
he was just
remember.
saying that. But she did?
Okay, let's just say she did.
Okay, look. Half of these are jokes, but I don't know. Like, fuck. But I just know that if you're a female, you should go. Yeah, but then shit changes. But then it should be case per case.
But I'm asking you, why do you feel so strongly about it?
It's fucked up. It's like...
What part?
There's a dick with a bunch of vaginas. That part.
So
I
you're
think
you're
Okay,
thinking,
you're completely okay if they got the surgery.
Huh?
Completely okay if they got
Not
the surgery.
I don't think he's completely okay, but I think he's
What do
more
you mean?
okay.
Are you-
Oh no, I'm not completely.
so if they ended up
I-
putting,
I
okay,
just think
no,
it makes
because you're
the-
like, oh, there's a dick.
Yeah. Okay. Now the dick goes away, right?
there's a vagina.
If the dick's gone, right? Then I think it's okay. Yeah, then it's okay. Because if it's the guy that went to a girl, there's no dick involved. Yeah.
So
so the
but
penis
then-
is really
What if the
complicating
balls
things.
are still
What if the balls are still there?
what if the balls are still
But the argument,
The dick always causes a lot of confusion. And
the argument was
if-
about the physical stature and stuff, though, because you still have all those.
No. I was talking about everything.
What if
But
that
then-
person goes in there and just cleans house like a tank, all up in there, and
Yeah.
just like,
Okay. How's it?
this motherfucker puts it down.
The guy could do that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So fuck all that shit, man. Back to my same normal thing. If you're house arrest.
that's the other thing. Like the identifying thing, that's kind of hard too because like, what if it's a guy and like right before he's getting sent, he's like, "Fuck it, I identify as a girl."
Oh,
Yeah,
Game changer.
audible.
That's
Just threw an audible in there.
What if?
and that's
shit
where
up.
the
Oh,
that's
dude,
where
that's
the
what I'm gonna
confusion-
do.
How about you just don't go to prison?
prison, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Step one, commit a crime.
So hold on. So now he's okay with walking in there with his dick. No, we're gonna cut your dick off before you go.
Sick fuck.
You're fucked up, man.
Jokes. I'm cutting my dick off. Fuck out of here.
Anyways,
No, but that is a game changer.
Yeah, it is. So that's what I'm saying. Send them home. But no, you have to go
Or-
case by case
or-
or separate.
Yeah, that's what I was
Separate.
just gonna say. Have a separate one. Or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
probably the easiest. Actually, it's hard in itself because then you gotta have separate blah, blah,
Yeah.
everything. But then it's too hard to fucking put them in there because then they could be like, yo, this is what do you call that when they go, yo, this is a human right. This is against my human right. There's a guy
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
Right? I'm trapped here with a guy. I don't feel safe.
That's true. It's almost like whose rights are you? Whose
Yeah.
rights
What about the
mean-
other female rights?
Yeah,
That's true too.
Right? There's fucking sperm there. I don't want to have a kid.
that is
Yeah,
the
actually,
best
dude,
point.
that
actually,
is actually the best point you.
What do you think I was talking about the dick for?
No,
Just
you-
that wiggling around?
You were just talking too
What are
much.
you guys crazy?
Be
There's just too
clear
much-
about it, you moron.
Yeah, you didn't articulate yourself
Yeah.
well. You just kept thinking about dicks.
that. And you just kept saying dick.
I thought you guys were we were on the same page.
You didn't
No.
mention the balls, damn it. That's where the kids are.
That's what
Yo, man, we can't record these things this late at night anymore.
shit's getting wild. So okay,
Holy shit.
that's a good argument. That is a good
Yeah.
argument.
Where else were we?
No, man, like, you didn't say it like that before.
It was just a point I hadn't thought about.
That's what I was on the whole time. I'm like, yo, you could get they could rape. And that's what I said. That's what I said.
pregnant or anything.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Any
My
point.
bad. But I said,
Stop
remember
acting
when
like you did.
the pills, I'm like, if you stop taking the pills, testosterone gets up,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a raging boner? What are you gonna do with the boner? You think you're just gonna sit there and jack off? You gonna
What do you do with it?
put it in your mouth.
Anyways,
I was having too much fun with that one.
You got
so
thinking about dicks and got too excited.
okay, I agree with you on that one. Then yes, okay. So now that's yeah, fuck, that makes it completely different.
Yeah.
That is where the problems.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, now, then what you should do is, once there's enough of them, make a separate building, a federal one. And
Once there are enough of them, how do you like? What do you mean?
Come on, guys, commit more
Corral,
crimes, damn it.
corral,
4 more and we're
Yeah.
good. 4 more and we're building this prison right fucking now.
You're free until 3 more of them.
Yeah.
no, there's a petition. We need to get 3 more.
Can you get some of your friends to sign up for some crimes?
What the fuck?
And then we'll build it. Build it and they shall come.
Build it and they shall come.
No, but like that's what I mean. Like, oh, they'll probably have to make a federal one, right? Instead of like, oh, you go to your province or state or whatever, right? Your localish one, and then instead you make one, and then all of them go there. I think that would probably be the safest.
Yeah, I think this is all beyond us.
Oh yeah,
I know.
we're just saying a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Now that you got sperm involved, I don't know where I want to go with this anymore.
Did I have to tell you that the girls have eggs as well? Did I have to go that deep?
What?
You didn't fucking tell me that. I thought you said they were taken away.
No, the sperm has definitely complicated things.
Think, yeah, it's
This is, beyond us. We
Yeah,
are
yeah,
not
it's-
able to make these.
Tell us what you guys think.
Yeah.
Drop us a line, DM us, shoot us an email. where would you put an individual who
has broken the law.
broken the law and identifies as a different gender? What
Yeah.
what prison do you think they should go to?
Yeah, and go both situations.
Guy and girl,
Yeah, guy and girl.
because it's complicated both ways,
Yeah, it's complicated.
right? Because a female who now identifies as a male, as much as they identify as a male,
If they still have
would be inferior in stature, right?
Mhm.
And may feel threatened, like more like for the personal safety, a lot more than what a male would, because a male could be like, okay, I could probably somewhat handle myself. But somebody of a smaller stature, let's just say there's somebody of a smaller stature, like that would be,
same
that'd
thing.
be tough, man.
Yeah.
So tough, man. And same thing, if they
Yeah, if
haven't
they-
had the operation,
Yeah.
you're gonna get raped or something.
That'd
Man, and
be
then-
tough.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's why
I almost feel like it sucks, but it's like for those people, like they might even have to get like vasectomy or something like that, or the other one, getting your tubes tied.
Yeah.
no, but that's not right either.
I know that's
just
not
But
right.
then that's a
not right.
total violation.
yeah,
of
That
that's
is
a
human
100%. I
rights.
agree.
Yeah.
100%. I agree. But it's just like to prevent like any sort of
So
pregnancy or
then
anything like that.
separate.
Yeah, separate.
facility.
I guess. But yeah.
That's the only thing I could come with. It.
Or you just leave them with what they were, like what they.
No,
were
what if they
born
already
as.
had it?
If
Exactly.
they've had the surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you gotta have a separate facility for them then.
Anyways, we're
Yeah.
done with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us what you guys think. Anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's just absolute absolute roller coaster. And before shit gets
Chaos.
really fucking out of hand, and we get a bunch of hate mail, please don't send us hate mail.
I don't hate anything.
Yeah. Spread love, guys. We love everybody.
Yeah.
It was all
Everybody,
most
you
of
are
it
who
was
you
jokes.
are.
Most of it was jokes. Some of it was opinion, but even then, who cares about my opinion?
Yeah. You are who you are. Love yourself. We love everyone.
Is that the thought of the day?
You know what? I kind of wanted to go for the thought of the day. I was thinking about it earlier. Was building. We're talking about females and building each other up.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to build each other up instead of tearing each other down.
Let's get out of this crab in the bucket situation and let's build a wall. No, I'm joking. But let's like you were saying, build each other up instead.
I agree.
Instead of pointing out flaws in each other, right? Like, oh, your nose is big, or this, that, right? You're fat. But point out the beautiful things.
Yeah.
The beautiful things.
Build each other up. Let's all be stronger together. All be happier together.
I think as a society, I think if we all did that, I think there would be a lot less depression and just a lot of things that are derived from people tearing each other down.
And maybe even like less like judging or feeling judged.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, the judging shit is so fucked.
And again, women do it more than guys. I'm not judging that women do it more than guys. But don't be so judgy. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it.
For nonsense.
Hit us up at ltbcast@gmail.com and Instagram ltbcast. We love you all. Thank you all for joining us. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, we're fucked up.
Wow.
We're so fucked.
Shawty not looking at me.